What's going on, fellow humans and resellers? It is I, James, redoptionagency.com, urban-picker.com. 24 years selling full-time on eBay this month. Actually, we might be right at the date. Right at the date. Let me move that one out of the way. I think it's this one here. Boink. All right. So I realized I forgot to do my numbers video on Sunday. So we're going to do them today. And we'll look at last week, see what we did, and curious to see what I ended up yesterday with the numbers. Let's see here. All right, this morning we were at $940. I'm at about $200 right now for the day. So that's that's where I at least like to be. So that's good to see. Let me go. I want to look at yesterday's first. Where are you now? There we go. Doom. I think I had some international. Yep, $25. So yesterday, Sunday, $625.18, down 6.8% from the day before. Can't look at net sales on a Sunday because I do all the shipping's done on a Sunday for the weekend. 62 items sold yesterday, up 82% from the day before. 625. Let's pull up. This this clothing store is just like I get to a certain point during the day on some of these days at like 2 o'clock, I'll hit this number, and then everything will just like shut off for the rest of the day. So that's weird. I've been seeing the server failures in my media store, but yet my clothing store seems to be acting up the most when it comes to the numbers. So only $193 over here, down 47% from the day before. So it's a total of $818 for yesterday. So it's good to be over the 800 mark. I would like to see 800 plus from here on out, no matter the problems going on with the website. With the fact that, I've listed so much. My store's grown over 5,000 pieces since I started using List Easier. And over 8,000 since I started keeping track back in April. I started List Easier on June 10th. Somewhere right in there. So let's go with last week's numbers. I'll just do Monday through Sunday, I guess, since we're on Monday. With the clothing store, $2,164. Up 41.5% from the week before. The week before was pretty trash with the website. This past week there's been a lot of problems with the website, but I didn't notice as many problems as the week before. Net sales, $1,070. That's up 47.6% from last week. Quantity sold, 143. That's up 57% from the week before. So you can see with those numbers, 40 to almost 60% difference in my numbers from the week before. That's how crappy that week was. And that's when all those changes started, that they started implementing this month. 92 total buyers, up 15%. $46.5% selling costs. So we're under that 50% mark where I want to be. So that's good. We were over 50, and on the other store touching 56. I don't remember what we were touching over here. It could have been pretty high too. I don't remember. But at least we're below. So the changes are working in that aspect. Top 5 items over here last week. Men's athletic shoes, number 5 at $64, up 100%. Women's tops, number 4 at $89, up 56%. Number 3 is Major League Baseball, $98, up 164%. Number 2 is men's t-shirts, $262, up 66%. And of course, number 1, men's hats, $1,266, up 79% over here. So it's good to see at least a bounce back week from that horrible eBay problem week. And on the media store, $4,016, up 35.5%. So again, up over here, some decent numbers from that horrible week before. Net sales up almost 50%. So we're at 49.4% on net sales up compared to the 35.5% up overall. So that shows me the changes over here is putting more money in my pocket. So that's a good thing. Quantity sold, 317 items, up 25% there. 212 buyers. So that's a big difference. Almost 100 items, or in between the items sold and the buyers, 100 difference. So that means the average sale per order is a lot better than the average price per item. What's my percentage over here? 43.2. Look at that. If that's not a thing of beauty, I don't know what is. That's significantly down from the 56% I was sitting at. And this is only 1 week, so what the true tell will be, at the end of the month. But still, I was riding over 50 even on the weeks. So see that at 43%? I like. Huge difference. If you don't know, I lowered my percentage for promoted, and I lowered my percentage on my sales. My sales went from 20% off to 15% off. And my promoted, $6 and under, $5.99 and under, basically, $5.99 and lower, went down from 13% down to 7%. And then everything else, I went down from 13% to 11%. So those 3 changes has brought that number down. Top 5 items sold over here last week. Video games coming in at number 5 at $198. That's up 70% there. DVDs and Blu-rays at number 4, $278, up 42.6%. Vinyl records coming in at number 3, $434, up 64%. Music cassettes, number 2, $809. That's up 46%. And of course, number 1, music CDs, $1,980, up 29.1%. Again, huge uptick on at least these first 4 that are consistently in the top 5 compared to the week before. That was horrible. That brings the total number for the week to $6,179.45. getting closer and closer to that 7,000 number, which would equal $1,000 average per day. This averages out to $883 per day for last week. So definite happy with that. So it's good to see. Good to see. Good to see, I say. Good to see. So I started the project of ending and selling similar. Not ending and selling similar, but ending, taking new pictures and relisting everything in my store. I haven't got to anything in this store yet. But we'll look at what's sold. And then we'll look at the media store where I got started yesterday. Let's see. Even having some old stuff that's been in my store forever move. So that's good. Some clothing. This was just listed with List Easier. I kind of look at the structure of the title compared to what I would do to give me the knowing which ones AI did. So like this one's an AI title. This one's AI. This one's an AI. This one's AI. This one's AI. This is actually, I found this in storage. This is my personal hat. I wore this to Disneyland on my first trip to Disney. I had gotten this hat somewhere around, St. Louis, but I think there's a picture of me on my Facebook of me driving. We're on our way to Disney. And I'm like driving, no shirt on, and I got that hat on. Actually, it might have been my second time to Disney, now I think about it. I may have bought that at Disney the first time. So that hat's been around. This is AI. Where is it? Yeah, I think I just put that up. The Tesla hat's done with AI. This jacket's done with AI. I do believe it looks like it. Because I wouldn't have put Majestic first. I'm going to Muse t-shirt. This is done with AI. This is done with AI. So as you can see, that's why I decided to go ahead and just start redoing my entire store. Just because it feels like the conversion rate is higher. Camouflage. This is AI. I'm rad. You're rad. So all the clothing and such. All right, let's go over here. So I made it through 4 of those drawers that I hold media in yesterday. And so what I'm doing is pulling everything out, taking new pictures, cutting the box or drawer in half so everything's easier to find. And let me see if anything's sold from the first 4 drawers yesterday. Alrighty. Where's today's solds at? Like, this is starting on the 18th. Oh, wait, today is the 18th. Duh. I was thinking today is the 19th. Dun, 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 dun. This is one I did yesterday. This Discovery Sampler Classical. Like, I've never sold one of these. Yet this person sent me an offer and bought both of them. This was an item that I had in 2 different locations. So when I pulled it out of the drawer, I had to go downstairs, pull it out of another drawer, bring it up, put it in, and it sold. Both of them sold. Like I said, this is an item I don't think I've ever sold before. These Discovery Samplers, they have them in classical, alternative, pop, rock, different things like that. Like, even the other day, I was questioning whether I should be listing this or not, just because they never sell. And I'm just like, no, James, you list everything. Go. And somebody came in and bought both of them. So at least 2 items sold that I put up yesterday. What was on my mind here? So I put, instead of putting Record Club version, I put Record Blue version. What? What? That's how my mind works sometimes. I'll be thinking of something, know what I'm typing, and a totally different word will come out. It's so funny. Why does it say listed? Did I hit sell similar? Oh, maybe I hit sell similar. Oh, I did. Oops. Oh, wait, it's sold. Oh, no wonder. Oh, yeah, of course it's sold. It's in the solds, dummy. Oh, hey, I'm not awake yet. It was a rough night, sleeping again. But it sold for the full asking price, just listed. So it was in my other category. And so somebody bought it at the full $5.99 price. So it looks like just that one item times 2 is all that's sold so far from the first 4 drawers I've done. Again, here's another low dollar item. That's what I've been noticing since I've been listing with List Easier. And then if you don't know, what I'm doing is instead of putting it into my cassette category where it'll automatically be promoted and automatically go on sale, I put it into the other category. And then when I finally go down to put it in its permanent home, then I move it into that cassette category. This way it allows me a chance to make more money on it if something sells immediately. But I've noticed a lot of the low dollar stuff that would normally just sit in my store for a very long time, and it could be just a coincidence, I guess, will move at my full asking price without a promotion. So, is it just luck over and over and over again, or is there something to it? Well, I feel like there's something to it. I say I do. I haven't gone through the solds in quite a while. Every time I go through them, I get this like rejuvenation of, I love what I do. Here's another item that's sold for the full asking price. And another one. So those were items that were listed within the last week that sold for full price without promotion. Here's another Dexter. I like the fact that a lot of some of my old stuff is selling. Like this, somebody came in and bought 4 items. They bought this, which you can see by the background. It's a checkered background. I used that 10 plus years ago, and that's the same here. And then this brick background, which probably was used about 8 or 9 years ago. And then here's the checker one again. Oh, and here, so they bought more. Well, I guess they bought more than that. So these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 have been in my store 8 plus years, and somebody came in and bought them after all this time. That's why I don't worry about sell-through rate. I don't worry about how long something's been sitting in my store, because you never know when that person looking for it's going to find it. Here's another one that sold for full price right out of the gate. Another full price right out of the gate. This was that $200 CD that I sold. I didn't know what it was only going to be worth what somebody would give me for it. There was none online, no history. So I put up for $1,000. Just wait for an offer to come through that I'm okay with. They sent a $200 offer, and I took it. This is a CD I might have more in storage because this was part of the Hastings buyout when I bought out Hastings. So and that was, how many years ago was that? 6, 7 years ago, 8? I don't even know at this point. But still made $200 off one of the items from that time period. This had been hanging on my wall for the longest time. Going down the stairs, I'm like, you know what? That's probably worth money now. Because when I hung it up, it really wasn't worth anything, but I hung it up going down the basement stairs just for decoration. So maybe a month or two ago, I was going down. I go, oh, this might be worth something. I took it down and checked and was able to put up $40 and it sold. So again, here's another one of those CDs that's been around for 10 years. Number 3. I just put 1 and 2. I just relisted number 1 and 2 yesterday in one of the 4 drawers I did. There we go. Insane Clown Posse cassette sealed. Full asking price right out of the gate. This was a cool picture. I think they ended up canceling it though. The advanced promo of Dave Mustaine, his the founder of Megadeth. He did this MD45 thing, and there's something about the first pressings that was changed later on. I think these first pressings had a different singer, and then Dave had a falling out with him or something, so he ended up changing it to his vocals. So all these early recordings have a different singer, if I remember correctly. Let me double check that. Features the original vocals of Lee Ving, removed and re-recorded by the band's guitarist. Okay. A remastered version was released in 2004. So it originally came out in 96. So everything printed between 96 and 04 featured Lee Ving. Then it was removed by the band's guitar, Dave Mustaine. So yeah, it basically was his band anyway. Stated that it replaced the original vocals to interest the Megadeth fans who might have overlooked the original. Okay, so it wasn't a falling out. He did it to try to help the sales. Kind of like if you would change the thumbnail on a video that wasn't performing. Let's try something different. So that's what that was. So if you find one between 96 and before it was remastered in 04, you're going to be able to get a little bit more money out of it because of the original vocalist. Cha-ching. That was that Discovery Classical CD the person finally paid. Another ICP. All right, I gotta get to work. Get started on these relisting my store. Boom, boom, boom. So $883 per day last week. I am good with that. And that's it. So thanks, everybody. I think I covered everything. I usually end up forgetting something, and then I think later, I'm like, oh crap, I was supposed to say this and that, and I totally forget. Or I'll say something in the video that I was going to look at something, and then I never do. So I think that's all. Oh, I know what I want to look at. The promoted organic split of souls. So as you know, it went from 70-30 split up to 85-15. So that was one of the reasons why my costs went up. So I wanted to take that back down. So yesterday ended up being 62-38 split. So that's a little bit better than 60. Oh, and that's organic over promoted. Wow. So that's more organic sold than promoted. So yesterday, the 62% instead of being promoted was organic. And I've lost my screen. I can't see my screen right now because my receiver went out. So wow, yesterday was huge then. It was back near the old way, but in favor of me, the opposite. I'm curious to see what the other days were. Okay. Day before, more organic than promoted, 53-47 split. Wow. Day before that, 61.39 with promoted winning. When's the last time you had When's the last time I have had organic win out over promoted? That's 2 days in a row there. But 56.44 promoted won, but still lower. We're near 50-50 split right there. 28 organic, 27 promoted, so organic won there. 80-20 split, 38 promoted, 10 organic. So that was a bad organic day right there. 66-34 split with promoted winning. 70-30 with promoted winning. And that's what it used to look like all the time. So there's an 85-15 with only 4 organics sold that day. This is the week that, so we're 9 days ago. So this is the week where the site was so messed up. So to only have 4 organic, that was one of those red flags. But the day before, organic won again at 56%. But then we go 75-25 with organic only having 9. And then a 64-36 split, promoted 1. Again, only 6 organics that day for an 81-19 split. So when the site's working, it's looking like, some of the days are in my favor for once. That's pretty awesome. And I guess that is why this past week I'm only at 42% cost instead of 50 plus, because I had the organics in my favor. That's a bigger thumbs up for me. Nice. Very happy with that. All right, that's enough for me. Thanks, everybody, and I will see you all in the next video. Later.